This will be a walk around underneath video of my 1959 El Camino. We'll start at the back. When it was restored, not by me, but when it was restored, the frame was powder coated. It was the body off. The bottom floor pans and inner fenders have been sprayed with like a box, pickup box liner. It's hard, it's not soft. This is a Detroit Speed stainless steel gas tank. It's for fuel injection. It's got I think it's a red pump in it, 60-pound pump in it right now. Sender works. I took the tank down because I changed a 28 psi pump to a 60 for the sniper that was needed. It's absolutely spick and span inside. It's baffled. These are the frame rails. At one time, I think this had a light duty hitch on it, not when I bought it. Absolutely no rust, everything's solid. I got caught in the rain last Saturday coming home from a show. If we would have had another 45 minutes, it wouldn't have been a downpour, but in any event, I had to drive about 20 miles home in a downpour. That's a Ford 9-inch rear end that was installed, and it's a fabricated one made to fit a 58 to 64 X-frame car. It's got Ford disc brakes on it, on the back, single buck caliper, box control arms. Those have been boxed. Got a big sway bar in the back. And moving forward, it's got a double splined drive shaft. There's a spline back here and a spline up on the other half, which is about $1,000 to have it made, because I had a 62 Chevy 409 car prior to this, and I was looking into doing that. It's got a billet carrier bearing also. I don't know if you can see it in that tunnel. It's lowered all on springs. You can see the calipers there. Those are Ford calipers there. Emergency brake works. All new cables. The lines for the gas feed and return are stainless. I'll show you some of that when we get up further in the front. This is the smuggler's box area, is what they would be called. They never had a hole where you could put stuff, hide stuff. People cut the floors and they could unbolt them, because this was probably a station wagon frame or body that it started out with, and this would have been the rear floor pans. You see the cross members. There's drains. Absolutely solid. It's probably one of the most solid El Caminos I've seen. It's the only one I've owned, but I've looked at lots of them. The exhaust, I think it's 2.5 inch. It's just a steel one. Sounds pretty nice. You look at the cross members, the inner rockers, the floor braces. Okay, up here that's a custom mount for the 700 R4 that's in it. It's an automatic overdrive, obviously, 4-speed, and it was rebuilt about 1.5 years ago. These are the lines that come up for the feed and the return for the fuel. Stainless steel cooling lines also. They go to braided here and go up. Starter's about 1.5 years old, I guess. It's got a lifetime warranty. On the front, there's Corvette spindles, and those are 4-puck Corvette 65 to, geez, I think like 82 disc brakes. So the parts are real easy to get if you needed pads or calipers. It's got a 350 V8 in it. Nothing super special. You can see the toe boards, so on and so forth. They're just super solid. Drips a little bit once in a while. Not much, but I'd be lying if I said it never left its mark. A-arm front. It runs nice, obviously. Still springs in the front. I have another set of springs for it, because these, when they did it, they had put some spacers in it. I don't really like them. It actually rides really nice, but I do have a set of lowering springs that I haven't installed. Springs sort of scare me, and I haven't gotten around to doing that. You can see the floorboards, inner rockers. This is passenger side. I go along here. Drains for the box, drains up here for the footwell area, so no water is held. You can see the control arms being boxed. You can see a 4 to 9 inch because if it was an 8.8, you can't get sockets on a 9 inch on these lower bolts here and there. That's how you can tell the difference between an 8.8 and a 9 inch. The gear ratio, it's a non-posi, because I've had the wheels up on the ground. If it's posi, they both turn the same way, and these do not. So it's an open rear end, and by the number of turns of the drive shaft, when I check that, it's got to be like around 300. So when the guy built it some years ago, he built it to cruise with automatic overdrive and tall gears, you know, not numerically, low gear ratio. It's cruising gears. Just put it better. See the wheel wells. The wiring system was upgraded. It's got a regular, doesn't have glass fuses that the original would have had, for example, so it's been updated. It's got backup lights that work, one-piece bumpers, front and rear. I haven't cleaned the outside yet since I got home from the car show. But I have the Corvette, which is underneath this. It's out there, so I thought, well, as long as I can walk around underneath it, I would do the underneath video right now. These wheels are Halabrand, they're vintage wheels. Halabrand with spinners. So these are 15 by 6 in the front and 15 by 7 in the rear. They're in really nice shape. You gotta knock the spinner off, and then this plate comes off and you can get at the lugs. They're in pretty nice shape for as old as they are. Really nice shape. And they're pretty rare. I've been looking for a spare wheel that would match for 2 or 3 years. I haven't found one yet. The paint is pretty good. It's not a 10, but I'd say it's a high 8. It shows well. That show I drove home in the rain from, I got an award. They had top 10, and I was the first one called for the top 10. So, front has one-piece bumpers also. It's got the bumper overrider, grille protector. It's got Dagmars on it. It's got LED headlights in the front. This is a CCP power steering box, and the frame was reinforced to mount that. It's got an aluminum radiator. When I get it down, I'll walk around with the engine running and so on and so forth. Tires, like I say, are virtually brand new. They might have 400 or 500 miles on them. So I'll clean this up. Rain does a lot of spotting. So that's pretty much it underneath. And when I get to the upper part, I'll do a walk around with that, the interior, so on and so forth. Thanks for watching.